Hey guys, welcome to another Lunchtime review. Today I'm going to try one of these Yellowstone. This one is the 5 cheese burnt ends mac. It's cavatappi pasta with smoked beef burnt ends and a 5 cheese blend. So they're basically kind of like a brisket almost. 16 ounces, 454 grams. It's a product of Canada. We bought these at Kroger. It was $12.99, which is a little more expensive than I would normally do it, but I think there's like more than one serving in here. So let's see, yeah. 2 servings in the container. 1 serving is 350 calories. If you eat the whole thing, it's 780 calories, and there's the other info for you. And it says, 5 cheese burnt ends mac. Yellowstone's 5 cheese burnt ends mac is essential cowboy comfort food. Created in small batches, our brisket burnt ends are smoked with whole hardwood logs. For full flavor. When perfectly tender, the meat is layered into jumbo cavatappi spirals and smothered in our rich cheddar cheese sauce. Whether enjoyed as a side or as a meal unto itself, Yellowstone's 5 cheese burnt ends mac is sure to satisfy. Yeah, it doesn't say that, but I just added it myself. So you can do the conventional oven, which is the recommended way to do it. Of course, we're not going to do ovens. We always do microwaves on this channel. So we're going to lift one corner of film to vent. It doesn't say vent, but that's what you're doing. Place on microwave safe plate, microwave in high for 3 minutes, mix contents well, and microwave for an additional 1 minute or until the internal temperature reaches 165, because you got a thermometer at school or work. So anyway, do that. Caution it'll be hot. That's pretty much it. So for 3 minutes, stir and 1. Let's see, let me turn you down here. Let's see what it looks like. There is not a pull tab. That was pretty easy to eat. I see some of the beef in there, a few little pieces here and there. Maybe it's all buried in there. So I'm going to pull, this is the corner that's got the little tab on it. So I'm going to pull this one up and I'll get it in the microwave and I'll be back. All right, so here it is out of the microwave, and I really haven't let it sit anytime, honestly. Just maybe 30 seconds or so. But there's not a ton of the burnt ends in there. I mean, you can see them, they're here and there. So they're, I guess you get enough to get at least a small bite of it in every piece, or a piece in every bite. But there are a few bigger hunks like that one in there. So it smells good. I do have to say that. So I'm going to get this over the table and we'll give it a try as it steams up the camera. I give it just a minute to cool off. I'm gonna try a piece of the brisket. Of course, it's got some cheese on it. I can't help it, but I'm gonna try one of the burnt ends first. One of the bigger pieces, because I want to see how tender it is and how much flavor it has. A lot of flavor. It's got a good smoky flavor to it. It also tastes like a little bit like a beef roast, like you've had in like a crock pot. That you get that little. Like you get that little brown, not burnt, but just, well, it is burnt ends, but it's got a little drier part of the roast that has a lot of flavor in it. That's actually really nice. So hopefully that flavor will compete with the cheese flavor. So here we go. Pasta's good. The first bite I got had a softer pasta, but then the second one, it was a little firmer. Pasta's cooked pretty decent. I think it's, for the most part, it's a good texture. It's a little soft, but it's definitely not too soft. The cheese flavor is decent. Let me get some with the decent sized piece of the beef and the macaroni. The burnt ends, especially when you get a big lump like that, they are going to be a little like tougher. They're not it's not what you call a tender piece of meat. The beef is a little tougher. And I won't say dry because it's not really what I mean. It's just a little more dense, something more to chew. So if you get the bigger pieces, you're actually chewing on something. Yeah, it's not quite like when Tammy makes a roast. It's literally so tender it just like falls apart. This is not quite that tender. It's a little Like I said, it's a little tougher or a little drier than that. Of course, I know it's a completely different kind of meat, but I'm just trying to convey what it's like. I'm trying to get a couple of bites with just the macaroni and cheese. It's hard to do because every bite, even this one, like has a little piece of the burnt ends, the beef in it, and so you get a little bit of that flavor, even though it's really not a lot. I'm trying to get a sense for the cheese flavor. I don't think it's a bad cheese flavor. It's definitely not that. Well, let me talk about the texture of the whole meal overall first. I like the pasta. The pasta is good. It's cooked well. It's nice. It's a little teeny tiny little bit softer than I like it, but it's perfectly fine. It's kind of right in the middle. Most people would say it's cooked perfectly, so it's fine. The burnt ends, like I said, if you get the bigger hunks, it's a little bit tougher to chew, but if you get the small pieces, it's hardly like you're chewing anything at all. So I wish they were kind of in the middle as far as size wise goes, but just know if you get the bigger hunks, you're going to have a little bit more to work through as you're eating it. But yeah, texture is pretty decent. The cheese sauce itself is very creamy, very smooth. It's not grainy. It's not that stretchy kind of cheese where you pick it up and you pull it up and it stretches between the fork and the pan. It's not like that, so it's not stretchy cheese. It is a cheese sauce, like you would have in a macaroni and cheese on the pan, on the skillet, or in a pot on the stove. So I wish it was a little bit more stretchy cheese, but it's okay. I like it the way it is. So texture-wise, everything's pretty decent. Flavor-wise, you do get the burnt ends kind of flavor. You get that. It's not seasoned beef. Like they haven't smoked this with like it doesn't seem like, at least they have not smoked this brisket and this burnt ends with like a seasoned rub, like you get barbecue or cumin or garlic powder, onion powder. It doesn't seem like it has a lot of that kind of flavor. Now that one was super tender. That one was like eating a piece of roast. It was very, very tender and moist. I guess it's just kind of hit and miss. Yeah, that one's actually nicer than the last big piece I ate. But anyway, so it's just it's beef with a smokiness to it. It's like I said, it really, really reminds me of roast a lot, like a crock pot roast. And I don't think Tammy puts anything more than just salt and pepper on there when she makes it. So I mean, that's the flavor you get. The cheese itself really doesn't come across as super like, ooh, this is a really rich, strong cheese. It's a nice cheese sauce, don't get me wrong, but it's not one of those really strong cheeses. It's not a funky cheese. It's not a weird cheese or anything like that. It's not even as strong as like Velveeta. It has a stronger flavor than this cheese does. If you were to melt cheddar cheese on macaroni and cheese, that's our favorite way. We baked macaroni and cheese and just put blocked cheddar cheese in there and let it melt. This is not that strong a flavor, so just know that going into it. But I do like it. It's really, really good. I do enjoy the flavors. I enjoy the texture. I wish they'd seasoned the beef a little bit more. I don't want it to be barbecue or anything, but just some onion powder, garlic powder, something like that to season that beef a little bit. I think it would have been elevated a little bit better. But beyond that, it's a pretty good meal. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I really do like it. I think it's a little expensive for what it is because honestly, one person, if you're just eating this, probably one person is going to be, that's enough for one person. If you're going to split this between 2 people, you'll probably want something else, whether it be some kind of protein or a salad, or you're going to need bread, something. You're going to need something else to add to it because I don't think it's enough food for 2 people by itself. So, but still, I'm still going to give it a 4 out of 5. Hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching.